Alright, what's good? If you're looking for entertainment or a quick dopamine rush, then you can click off right now. I'm going to be backtesting live, full value, no like skipping any losses or anything like that. And if you're serious about learning my TTM strategy, then make sure you watch this whole video. And if you don't have the patience to do even that, then you're probably proving yourself that you don't have what it takes to become a profitable trader. Anyways, now all the unserious people are gone. Let's get right into it. So what I'll do is I'll like choose a most random pair. I'm just going to close my eyes like this and just let's stop like that. Okay, SP500. I don't think I've even backtested this before, but let's see how it goes. Let's choose a random replay mode as well. Start new and just go for a random bar. What is this? Okay, 2008. That's a bit too far away. Okay, this is more okay. 2020. I am most definitely have not backtested from here. So yeah, I've only backed like a little bit of 2024 and all 2025 and just a tiny bit of 2023 as well. But it doesn't look that bad. We already got like a win over here anyways. Looking at the previous trades, it doesn't look that bad. There's a few losses, a few wins here again. But yeah, let's just start back to, whoops. Let's start backtesting from here and let's see how it just plays out. I'm going to be going slow so I can, you know, actually backtest, not like hindsight and shit like that. So, yeah. And also, if you don't know what strategy I'm trading, then I'm just putting a quick screenshot up here. If you don't know what I'm trading, so it's basically just very simple strategy based on psychology. And that's about it. It's just simple 1 to 3 risk reward every single trade, break even at 1 to 1.5, simple rules, simple trading. All right, so we got a nice bearish fair value gap up here. Crude oil. All right, so we did tap into it. Let's see if we do give a bearish close as well. All right, we did, but unfortunately that is a bit too large for me to enter from. I'm not going to have a stop loss like this, especially on a bullish pair, because a 1 to 3 here is insane. I mean, it might hit, but I'm definitely not. Okay, never mind. Definitely not taking that. And we also did come back to this fair value gap. But yeah, definitely not take something like that because of the stop loss is too large. And I'd rate that setup around, I mean, the setup itself is like a B plus, maybe even A minus, but the reaction that already puts it to like a C minus trade, because trend is obviously most important, and catching a insanely big move is just not worth it for me. Hey bro, a quick disclaimer though. I just finished the whole backtesting video and holy, it basically went like this. So yeah, make sure you do check out the end part of the video as well. Don't click off yet. I mean, if you're watching it at this point, then just watch it till the end because all the value is probably at the end, but definitely do not skip anything and let's get back into the video. I really do hope it won't be dead like 2020. I don't know anything about this, but if we don't find a trade for like a few weeks or it goes really dead, I'm just gonna do a random mode again because I don't want this video to just be, you know, just me scrolling through this time. So I want to actually provide some real value here because a lot of people have been wanting to learn this strategy. I didn't know it had such an effect on y'all. So that's really good as well. So I just thought it's a strategy I'd learn, share it with you guys, but apparently everyone loves it, bro. So that's the W. Just keep disrespecting these fair value gaps. We got a one over here. If we do give a reaction, all right, we did give a reaction. So this is okay. In terms of like liquidity, I don't like this at all in terms of liquidity. As you can see, this is our main liquidity, right? Liquidity taken out its own low, but this liquidity was already swept, which I definitely do not like. And the next liquidity failed to break its own low. And then we swept liquidity once again, and then we failed to break the initial low here as well. So I'll not be taking this trade like live, especially being bullish as well. Now we're not like extremely bullish, but we don't have enough confirmation to go bearish here as well. So I'll be not taking this trade. I'll be marking up every single trade with the position, but I will only take the trades like live with like these right here, replay mode. So let's see how this trade plays out. 1 to 3 with a break even at a 1 to 1.5. We do have some nice fair value gaps below here. Yep, so this immediately stopped out, and this is actually something I'll definitely not take. I did not check this, sorry, but I never take a trade before a 430 new candle, because like like the I'm messing up my words, New York cash opening or something like that was happening at 430. So you got to be cautious of that as well. Has a lot of effect on the market. And we also gave a setup over here. Now with the momentum, I think it already lost, but this is a trade I would take. It's clean. It's not good timing though. Like I would not take this live at this late. I don't usually take a trade at later than like 9:30 p.m. my time. But since we're just backtesting, it's not live. There's no spreads, no slippage, anything like that. So I'm going to be taking all trades except for like these ones that are like obvious to not take. We do have fair value gaps below it. Now I do like my fair value gaps to be like the bottom of these, not the middle ones, because it tends to have a very high win rate of fake outs. We are really bullish, so this is nice. Let's see if we come back down to this one. This probably already lost. So sorry. So yeah, we did come back down to this FVG. Now this one is extremely clean. We don't really have any except for like this one and then this one. This one is already tapped over here. So enter here on the close. Stop loss slightly below, and a 1 to 3, just like this. Let's see how this trade plays out. All right, so this is a bit late again. Not trades I would take. As you can see, it's market close over here. Let's see how this trade initially plays out though. So now we're definitely break even. He also gave a setup right around here and another one here. So we gave, like I said, these pairs like gold, Nasdaq, SP500, they do a lot of these fake outs. So this is something I'm studying on as well, how to avoid these fake outs. Now this reaction is truly not the best, but it's still something I'd look for. Not clean in terms of, you know, these liquidity sweeps, but it's something I'd definitely take. So this here is another loss. So we got, well, this hasn't yet hit TP. So we got one loss over here. This is not a trade I would take. This trade I would take. Oh, I forgot to put, actually, I'll just not do them, because then we'll get just more value, because it takes me time to just put the position out. So I'll ignore them for now, but I can explain later what trades I take. So I'm going to delete these for now. I'm just going to put the box. So I'll know later after I do the stats on what trades I would actually take and what trades I would not take. For example, this one I would take. So yeah, let's see about this trade, the one below. Now this one is definitely cleaner than the one above. Definitely, that this is a more like a, this is like a B plus setup, and this here is like an A- setup. So let's see how this trade plays out. All right, so it gave a massive reaction again, 430 new candle, but this was break even anyways. But I'm not going to count this again, because unfortunately I did not check this 430 a candle once again. Let's see what we do here now. Let's continue. So we got 2 losses and 1 win. So we're up 1% at the moment. All right, so we came down to this FVG. Now, usually I don't look for like very old trades, but this here is not even that bad. It's decent in terms of we're bullish and we have nice level of liquidity, which always took out its own high, and then pretty direct movement. This is a bit too direct, but it's okay. Very good reaction as well. So entering on the close, stop loss slightly below. Now this is a big stop loss. Like I said, I don't really like taking big stop loss trades, but in terms of the retracement, we have like the potential of a retracement. This is okay to take a 1 to 3 anyways, just like this. So let's see what happens. So I believe, no, not yet. Break even has not yet been hit. Let's see how it plays out. All right, so now break even is activated, and also the full TP not yet. And now full TP is hit as well. So this was a nice trade. Actually, let me check real quick. Yeah, came pretty close to break even, but it did not activate the break even level. So we got 2 wins, 2 losses. That's around 4% at the moment. That's pretty okay, starting off with only 1 week. So we're up 4% on the week. I am taking trades like in the nighttime as well. So I'm just backtesting whenever. But as you can see, out of all these trades, I would not take this trade live. I would not take both of these trades live. I most likely, I don't know yet, this might have been news, but I would take this trade live. I wouldn't take this trade live because of the 430 candle. And this trade I would take live as well. Depends where I am, because sometimes I might not be awake at 8:30, but most likely this would have been a trade. I would have though closed right here, just like this, especially it's a weekend close as well, so I would have closed for just around 2%. So basically that's it. Just want to give you the most value possible out of this video. So this setup is not valid. And also grading these setups, this one I would grade around A-, and I already graded these ones. It had a strong push, but it's not really valid. I mean, you could say this is your liquidity, but I would not consider it. So that's not a trade I would look for. Had a setup right here. Not something I'd look for though. It's a bit too big of a stop loss, especially how bullish we are. And it's a very small setup as well, considering how bullish we are. And another setup here, but again, too big of a stop loss. As you can see, I'm not going to be entering on the close here. And also, I don't take re-entries as well. As you can see, we gave 3 re-entries here. I'm definitely not taking re-entries. Actually, maybe, yeah, we gave 4 re-entries here. Let's see if it actually won. Yeah, so it came into this area, which is very strong. But it's none of, I wouldn't take any of these. Whoa. This is technically valid, but again, not something I'd look for. If we did take out this high, just like this, then I would look for it. But technically, you could consider this as basically your liquidity, or this as your liquidity, and this taking out its own high. It goes a bit more in depth, but for beginners and basically for me as well, I would not consider this as a trade I would take. It is getting pretty dead at the moment. Oh, never mind. We did, as soon as I said that, we did give a setup. Stop loss here is a bit too massive as well. Let's see what the trend is looking like. Because if we are really bullish, I mean, this is a bit too bullish. I would not be taking this trade. I am looking for a bigger retracement soon. Let's see how this trade plays out. It does have a lot of potential looking how bullish we are, but I think we do need a bigger retracement soon because we have been moving up a while. So let's see how this trade plays out though. So yeah, that's a break-even trade, I believe. Yeah, so this was a break-even trade. I'm just gonna put it like that. I did not take this live though, but looking at the setup, I would rate it like, looking just at the setup, I would rate like A-, maybe B+, just because it's a middle zone. There's no resistance behind it. Liquidity is great. Breaker structure is great. Coming back to the zone is okay as well. Reaction is a bit too far. So overall, I'll be rating this about B-, B+. B- rather, yeah. It is getting pretty dead, so I might do a random mode again. Usually I do get more trades than this, but let's see. All right, so we ended up giving finally a reaction here. Bit of this consolidating. Let's see. So let me just, okay, wrong one. My bad. This one right here. What? I accidentally must have changed them. There we go. Stop loss, just like this. 1, 2, 3. Let me just increase stop loss one more time. There we go. So this here, in terms of like this fair value gap here is extremely nice. we have been moving bullish. We did create an okay retracement, but we've been moving bullish for a very long run. Especially we do have this very like identical move that we can correct. Now, in terms of what happens here, and in terms of how many wicks we got after this zone, I would not be considering it, especially where we are with the zone as well. Looking at the volume profile, now you don't have to use this. I do sometimes use it. This here is all the way at the bottom here as well. You can use it looking at the lows and highs, or you can also use it by the day, just like this. But obviously this is a very small. So this, if it's in the nighttime, like before like 7 hours after the market close, I usually do take it from the previous day. And this obviously is going to be at the bottom, looking how much volume it has over here. Or maybe not, maybe it's at the high. So that was my bad. But looking at how much like volume is traded here, it was predicting. But I will not be taking this trade live. Oh, oops. But it does have a lot of potential, as you can see right here. All right, so this was a break-even trade. We came into this fair value gap right here, and then we just completely reacted off that. So a 1 to 1.5, just like this, break-even. But I did not consider taking this anyways. So. Gave a setup here. Nothing really I can say about this, like in terms of analyze it. I'll not be taking this. Like, I do like this liquidity taking out its own high. Unfortunately, this liquidity did not take out this high. Or actually, this is not even that bad considering how bullish we are and how much we do need a retracement. But again, we do have way nicer fair value gaps below. And wait, let me analyze this a little bit, because this might be actually considerable. So volume profile is in our direction just a little bit. Not really good, because it's most likely just reacting from it. Just like this, because reacting from the volume profile. Obviously, I sometimes, definitely don't have to use this, but I sometimes use this to identify, good fair value gaps as well. What timing it is. It's okay timing. Only 4 hour, although it opened up, so that's unfortunate. Trend is really good. Okay, I am going to be considering. I do like this. If we were not this bullish, I would not be considering it. But in terms of we do need a little retracement, this does look good. A 1, 2, 3 like this, and let's see how this trade plays out. All right, so it stopped us out right here, just like this. So that's unfortunate. And we also came back down to this zone, which gave another reaction. So this was what I was saying earlier as well, that it could potentially give a fake out just like this into this zone. I don't really usually like taking these middle random zones, but this here, let's check it out. Just like this, 1, 2, 3. Now this is nice. Again, with like a basically same structure, or basically the same things I've said about this trade applies to this trade. The only thing about this is the below zone, and we already did create a bigger retracement. So let's see how this trade plays out. I would be taking this live, and this unfortunately was another loss. So that's no worries. See the timing as well. I mean, the timing is not good though, but I think it's still okay since we did give like a strong bullish like open close here. But this is it before on the new 4 hour candle. So it hasn't been the best so far. I mean, obviously I'm not going to be the guy who is going to be doing this video 10 times over until I get the best backtesting session. I'm going to be completely realistic. People who are trading this strategy already know that this is insane, but probably for beginners who don't know the strategy, don't know anything about it, might be getting pissed off, clicking off the video right now. But we got break even, loss. Okay, this I didn't take these two. That's -2%. I did not believe take this. That's -2%. That is 1%, and that is 4%. And then we got 3% and 2%. So we're up 2%. Not going the best, But again, this is the realities of trading as well. You can't always expect a crazy trades as well. So I'm going to be continuing from here. And if you are a beginner to this TTM strategy and you're getting red flags watching this backtesting video, then I do recommend going to backtest yourself, especially gold or like Euro FX, something like that. I haven't personally backtested SP500 that much. I've only looked at it, but it's nothing special. So if you haven't already, go backtest yourself, and that already proves my point that it is one insane strategy, and it's not even meant to be, you know, crazy as results. It's just meant to be perfect for psychology, easy to execute, and most importantly, consistent. All right, we don't care if you get 50% in 1 month and then -10, -2, -1 on the other months. We want consistent profits so we can consistently pay rent. That's what I'm saying. That's I marked up a trade right here, but it's unfortunately mitigated, so I will not be considering that. Let me just fix up my camera real quick. All right, so unfortunately I went one a bit too fast, but we did have a nice setup right here. Now, what I don't like about this, actually, never mind. Usually I don't like when we don't create like an upper wick here, but since it's just a new 15-minute candle, it doesn't really matter. But if, for example, this was like, I don't know, like for example, like 1 p.m. or something like that, and we didn't create an upper wick, then that means on a higher time frame we haven't created an upper wick, and that's very important because we want to create that upper wick. But in this case, it's just a new 15-minute candle. Next candle is new 4-hour candle, I believe. Let me check real quick. Yeah, next candle is going to be a new 4-hour candle. So that's unfortunate, but in terms of like trends wise, it's clean to take a little 1 to 3 here, and I will be taking this trade live. There's no fair value gaps beside this one. It does have multiple levels like resistance behind this level, and everything about this is pretty okay. So let's see how this trade plays out. So I believe that's already that's already break even, and this is a nice 1 to 3. All right, that's really clean. Let's continue. We did manage to give a very small setup around here. Now, looking at this, I wouldn't take this. Now, first of all, liquidity is extremely small. We have another fair value gap. I mean, multiple fair value gaps above this one. I do like how the size of this one. This is pretty nice. But again, the reaction of this is very small as well. And the next candle, this is a bit too small stop loss for the next 1 hour and 2-hour candle to make an upper wick. So right now you can see a new 2-hour opened. So this is why you need to be cautious for higher time frame candles for taking entries, because right now, if you would enter here, next candle is a new 2-hour, 1 hour, it could easily stop you out and then move in your direction. Just like yeah, it kind of did move in your direction. You see 1 to 3. So be cautious of that. But we actually did give a setup. We did actually come up to this zone, just like this. Let me just mark everything up before I actually explain anything. Unfortunately, I'm missing these setups, but just like this. Now, this 1 to 3, like, let me just do a little bit of my own analysis. Just check out how's it going. We did disrespect these fair value gaps. Got nothing below here. Next candle, this was a new 4-hour candle, which made an upper wick and then moved in my direction, which is nice. 15 minutes, 30 minutes. This is a more of a hard decision because it is a large stop loss, and we did basically more of a liquidity sweep. It's okay. Other than that, it's not really that bad, but it is a hard decision to make because it's like kind of like a, you know, one of those trades. It's one of those trades. I'm not basing this off what I'm seeing right here, obviously. I'm basing this off what the trade looks like. So I will be taking this trade. Now, this is more like a risky kind of trade because we did open a new 4-hour candle, made a small upper wick. Oh, oops. We did make it like a smaller upper wick, but I believe that's okay because we did actually close very strongly bearish, and we ended up giving a good entry. In terms of stop loss, not the best, but in terms of trend, we do have potential to move down more. So let's see how this trade plays out. Yep, it hit our stop loss immediately after we put this thing. So yeah, so let's continue from here. All right, so we gave a setup. As you can see, we gave actually two setups right here and then right here. Now, obviously, the above one is already not considerable because of how large the stop loss would be. But this trade here, this is something I would not look for again because we are showing very strong bullish indication. As you can see, we had a strong push up. We created a low. We took out the low. I mean, we took out the high. We failed to break any lows, and this is just a very small setups between here. So this is not something I'd look for. Actually, let's go into a random bar just to find more setups. Let me do a bit more of a recent time, not like too insane. Okay, this is a bit too recent. Actually, this is okay. I mean, I already done a few back tests. So let me see if I got any trades here. I mean, actually, let me just do it again. My bad. September. This is a pretty recent. Got a few trades marked up. All right, let's do it from here. Let me just delete these. Let's just continue from here. Actually, we already got, I think I already marked it up before. We had a very nice trade here, which won. See if we got any other setups before that. We did have this setup here, and that's about it. So let's just continue from here. Alrighty, so we already gave a setup. I don't know if it tapped or not. It's very weird looking. So it barely tapped. It's okay, I believe. Now, I do, like, this is okay for crude oil and EuroFX. Now, I don't know with SP 500. Personally, I haven't backtested it that, like, in depth. I've just put up a few trades, but I haven't really backtested. So I don't know if this is considered valid. But in terms of, I am backtesting at the moment. So let's just see how this trade plays out. I think it already lost. Yeah, around stop loss would be around here. So it already lost. Looking at the setup, it is clean. You can see we have a lot of potential to move up from here. Now, what timing it is? 30 minute count. Yeah, it's a good timing as well. So this is a trade I would take. Now, that is unfortunately a loss. Let's see how it initially plays out. Oh, sorry. I just saw a beautiful trade right down here. Now, this is not tapped. Wait, is it? No, I don't believe it is. What am I doing, bro? I can't see that. All right, well, I think that's tapped. I don't know. So yeah, I'm not going to be zooming in that much. So this is not valid, but it is so clean. If it wouldn't be tapped, I don't know if it is tapped, but I'm going to be considering it tapped just to be realistic. And now, unfortunately, it did lose as well, but it was absolutely clean. All right, so we managed to give a bearish fair value gap right here and multiple taps inside the zone as well. Let's see how this trade plays out. It is okay. I don't like how much volatility we've got. Massive wicks everywhere. A lot of wicks inside the fair value gap as well. But in terms of everything else, it is decent. I definitely don't like this liquidity sweep as well. Okay, I will not be taking this live. Scrolling out, it's a bit too bullish. Like, this is not considered as a break of structure here. This is just collecting orders to move up again. So I'll not be taking this trade. Let's see how it plays out. As you can see, it stopped you out as well. Now, this is not a good first impression to show you guys how this strategy, how insane it is, or how good it works. But I just, like, this is like good value still. You can see that trading is not always happy mode, happy insane months. So, but it is a bit unlucky right now, seeing that the usual months I get and the usual trades. Not one of those guys who chooses the best month ever, makes a video on it, and then says that it's the most that's the random time. So it's trying to be completely legit. Okay, well, I'm not going to be taking this anymore after we swept liquidity like that. So I'm going to look for the ones below. All right, so if you do give a bullish reaction here, this is nice. All right, as we did. I definitely do not like that upper wick it made and then decided to reject. It's not that bad. It does lower the quality, but it's not that bad. Let's see how this trade plays out. Just like this, lower zone, no fair value gaps below. It's pretty clean, 1 to 3. This is nice, so I will be taking it. Nothing really much to say about it. You can see it for yourself. And here was another loss. Wow, this is very unusual for me to take around 4 losses in a row. That's actually my max in backtesting. I've never taken more than 4 losses in a row, which is insane in my opinion. But I guess let's continue. I mean, I'm not going to end this video with this bad of an impression, so I'm just going to continue until we actually start to pop off with trades. Now, I don't even know if SP500 is a good pair. It's similar to NASDAQ anyways, so NASDAQ was pretty alright. So this should be good anyways. Alright, so we did give a setup. Now, in terms of this, I will not be taking this. It's not really clean. We can expect. I mean, I do like the retracement though. Looking at previous market structure, you can see small retracements before moving up again, small retracements before moving up again. So it does like making this previous market structure, simple market structure, but we do have a very nice fair value gap just below it with a nice resistance behind it as well. Okay, not really. I mean, I don't consider news as resistance. It's not really that strong anyway. So we do have this fair value gap, and other than that, it's a small fair value gap here. Okay, liquidity and everything else looks okay, but I will not be considering it. Let's see how it plays out. If we acted from this bearish fair value gap, which I will not be interested in though, and it won. There you go. Also gave another win right here. Too big of a stop loss though, would not take that. Alright, my chart's just randomly glitched out. I don't know what's happening right now. So wait, yeah, I don't know what randomly happens. I'm just gonna have to do a random bar again, I guess. Let's see if it works from over here. Okay, it is working from over here. This 2020 again. It's a bit too far away. Let me do it again. Okay, 2022. I mean, this is okay. I guess we can just start from here again. Actually, I'm not doing April. April has been not the best. February 2025. I mean, sure, why not? Start from here again. I'm going to have to go back to all of these dates to make the data by the end of this video. But again, I'm trying to give you the most realistic way to see the strategy. But this is pretty uncommon. I can definitely say that. And people who are a little bit experienced of this strategy can also say that as well. All right, so we gave a setup. This is pretty clean, I'd say. Got liquidity, break structure. Trend is pretty unclear. There's no real, actual trend, but it is nice. So I am going to be considering it. Take an entry on the close here. Next candle is the new 1 hour, 2 hour. No, just 1 hour. So we do have a large of a stop loss to that 1 hour to make an upper wick if you want to. But let's see how this trip plays out. Okay, so it managed to actually stop us out by a very small amount, which is extremely unfortunate here. Just like this, so I guess that's unfortunate. It's a very, very, very funny video at this point because this is very unusual. This has probably been my worst backtesting session I've ever done, and it happens while I'm making a video. But I mean, who cares? People who trade this already know how insane the strategy is. Like I've been saying, this video is not for you. This video is not for you to say, like, this video is not to give you the impression that the strategy is very good. This video is just to what's the word? Just to give some value and teach. So that's the point of it. Now, obviously, I haven't even tested SP500 before, so I don't know really anything about it. Let's see what this trade does. Just like this. Not a trade I would take though. Bullish confirmations all over the place, and it's pretty weak. But let's see how this plays out. Okay, just random momentum out of nowhere. So I guess this was a win, but all these wins are happening, the ones that I don't consider taking. Alright, so I had this setup marked up before. Now I don't know if it lost or won. Let's see if you actually give a reaction. Alright, just like this, enter on the close, stop loss slightly below, and target 1 to 3, just like this. So talking about this entry, talking about this trade, again, a bit of a unclear direction. Now this is more like a consolidation. This is a perfect moment to actually break out of this consolidation. So let's see how it plays out. We do have a lot of fair value gaps to fill here. Just a simple 1 to 3. I would be considering it as well. Forgot to mention that. All right, so at this point we are break even. Okay, this is a massive news candle. Unfortunately, we did actually give another setup right here, which is okay, which is decent as well. But unfortunately, well, I wouldn't be taking it, especially with the news as well. So this trade might have been okay to hold since we are already in that direction and we are already break even. So it's, you know, it's either profit 1% or just break even at 1 to 3. Now this depends on the trader, but in my opinion, I would have just held this through break even, set and forget, see how, yeah, and it also hit TP as well. So I guess that's nice. I guess we're maybe getting market conditions back because we've got a W here. Maybe we're gonna get more wins, potentially, hopefully. All right, we gave a small fair value gap here with a nice reaction. This is decent already off the bat. I can say I do not like the liquidity sweep of this high and also liquidity sweep of this high, and then a random, okay, not a random, 430 candle, massive push back to the zone. All that considerable, but it's still a nice trade in terms of we don't have any fair value gaps below. It has a massive liquidity and they gave a really good reaction as well. So let's see how this trade plays out. Stop loss slightly below and a 1, 2, 3. So let's see. Okay, this was just straight bullish candles and this was nice. No break even triggered. Let's continue. And also, what a perfect TP level. That was a bit lucky as well, to be honest. It's a perfect TP level as well. If I had my stop loss 1 tick below, CP would have not been hit, which is a bit unfortunate, but just that's enough as well. Because nothing, actually we did actually have this small fair value gap below, which I did not see. But in terms of choosing this, not taking this because of this is here, that's completely pointless because this is above one is way cleaner, liquidity is closer, resistance behind of it, and it's a decent retracement as well. So there's no point, you know, waiting for a fake out if it's this small of a, if it's worse of a fair value gap than the one above. We actually did give a reaction of it, to be honest, but you can already see definitely not taking that shit. And also, I do not take these massive fair value gaps, especially if it does have like a perfect resistance. It taps inside these massive fair value gaps. That might be something I look for. But in terms of this, and there's nothing behind of it, and just a small reaction like that, these are just not worth it to it, in my opinion. So I do avoid these. But I do have examples. Well, I don't have it here, but if I will be launching like a course, free course soon, and I've got an email list, and then once you put your email, I'll be sending like homework and free resources and stuff. And in the free resource, one of them, I've got an example of exactly this, of where we got resistance behind of it, and in one of that. So yeah, stay tuned of that. Not a trade I would take though. You can already tell why. See, this is not a bad trade, to be honest, but again, it's not enough bearish confirmation, especially for a bullish pair. It isn't bad, not a good reaction as well, to be honest. Looking at other confirmations though, it's not that bad. Let's see if it actually did like win or not. Stop loss. Yeah. Well, it depends on you if you want to put it slightly above, especially the next candle being, well, yeah, it would have been a stop loss just like this, in my opinion. It really depends. Sometimes I just do it randomly at this point, but this would have been okay as well. Again, not a trade I would take though. It's not like that bad, but looking at other confirmations, it's not enough, and not a trade I would take yet. All right, we did give a setup here. Now this is way more cleaner because we got actual good level of liquidity and a clean breaker structure. Good retracement, very good reaction. This is the perfect reaction I love to see. And a 1, 2, 3. So I think it's already at break even. No, close enough. So this looks decent. We took out a low once again, and we gave a fairly direct, no bullish confirmation, like moved back to the zone. So this looks decent. It created a new 1 hour mid and upper wick and then closed bearish. So that's really clean. Let's see how this plays out. Okay, now we hit our break even level, and then stop loss. So it hit our break even level right around here. Actually, wait, what? Yeah, it hit our break even here already. So it break even around there. So this is a break even trade. Like I said before, I've been recording for around an hour. I mean, I'll be making this video edited. So when I just doing replay mode, I'm going to speed it up. But I'm going to do it as long as it takes to get the most value out of this video. And of course, get some good trades as well. Give you a good impression, at least. That's not the main point of this video, but I could at least give a good impression of the strategy. All right, so we managed to give another setup here. Now I was looking at this one. It's way cleaner, but this here, I don't know, like these reactions where it makes like a tiny bit of a lower wick, filling in the fair value gap, not the best, but in terms of still, it's okay. So this look decent. Now this is very like bullish structure. You can already see that, just making bullish structure like this, bullish structure like that. So looking at just this, I can already say that I will not be taking this. Now you could say the same thing about this trade, as you can see like this, but this already took out multiple lows, and it is very similar to this one. But in terms of this is actually a fake out. Then you have level of liquidity. Then you have a last above fair value gap, which get a perfect reaction, with also to failing to break the previous highs multiple times. So that's the reason I will take this trade. Now it always goes more in depth, but I'm trying to keep this video simple as possible for those who want to backtest themselves, to test the strategy maybe, or just, you know, whatever. Yeah, so let's see how this trade plays out. Not a trade I would take though. Yep, and it came up to this fair value gap. Let's see if it does give a reaction. Okay, maybe no. Yeah, this is already invalid. I don't take trades that close above the fair value gap or below. Wait. Yeah, no, that's invalid. I don't know what the hell this candle is. That's a very weird candle, but that does look like a close in the zone. So not a trade I'll take, but this is a funny one. I've never seen something like this before. Yeah, it's weird, but no, sticking to my rules. All right, unfortunately, I have another setup marked up over here. Let me see if I've got any other ones. Nope, it's random setups at a random time. So, I mean, yeah, this is not really very clean though. I usually don't take these fair value gap, like this is not called a fair value gap, it's called like an opening gap, but these are very strong as well. I'm testing these as well at the moment, if I can use these as my zones as well. But yeah, have this zone marked up, but it's not something I look for as a fair value gap like this, because it's a swap hour candle, so it's not something I look for. But most likely, yeah, it won't, because I wouldn't have marked it up. Actually, let me put it back up. And actually, unfortunately, while I was talking about this trade, we did have a setup right here. it is clean looking at the structure, looking at the reaction, but yeah, definitely not taking it with looking at the price action. Now, it's not that bad if you look at where we are reacting from. We are reacting from this very strong like key area point, but it's still not enough. I need to actually see some bullish structure. Now, this here is already okay if we had a real fair value gap, because this already shows a break of structure reacting from bullish fair value gaps and stuff like that. And also we got many gaps here to fill, but this here is not enough. Like, yes, you can say this is taking out like a high, but it's not enough for me to take a buy. So we did have a setup, as you can see. Let me just mark this up before I analyze anything. All right, so very weak. I do like where the zone is, like where the fair value gap is. The fair value gap and the things behind it, like an inverse fair value gap. Then you got strong resistance volume behind this. Reaction is not the best though. Like, reaction is good, but the entry is not good. What time is this? Yeah, so this is okay timing. But again, liquidity, very small breaker structure of that liquidity. A 1 to 3 is very low. I do like how bearish we are, but let's see if we are reacting. Yeah, we just swept liquidity as well to the left, as you can see. So I will not be considering this trade, but I do believe it has a lot of potential. Let's see how it plays out. Well, it did already stop us out. But yeah, so yeah, not a trade I would take, but it was not the worst, but definitely not a trade I would take though. And no, this is tapped, I believe. Yeah, it's tapped. All right, so hopefully we can start getting up some trades. If I'm not going to get some trades, I'm literally just going to switch the pair to something else, to something I've already backtested, and then I'm going to catch some insane ass trades. Okay, wow. That was a strong reaction from this fair value gap. Had like multiple fair value gaps that it reacted off, but it's a bit too big of a stop loss, so not something I'd look for. Let me actually mark it up though, but not something I'd look for. Too big stop loss, and also not good timing before 4:30 candle. Another setup here, but not enough bullish confirmation. Another setup here, but this is a bit ugly as well. As you can see, it's not really nice. Now, just to want to tell you guys that most of you, if you don't know, then this is not considered liquidity. The liquidity needs to be unmitigated from the zone, so it's not allowed to be tapped. If it did make a bullish candle here, this is a bullish candle, then made a bearish candle right here, multiple ones, took up the high, then come back to the zone, beautiful reaction, and then that would have been valid. So this is pretty close to being a valid trade, but this is not considered as a valid level of liquidity, so it's not a valid trade. Stick to your rules. All right, so unfortunately, I think we gave another loss. Wow, it has been really unfortunate backtesting session. Just like this, decent. It is good. Off the bat, I can say it's a nice zone. A new 4 hour as well, made an upper wick. It's nice, so I would consider it, and this would be considered as another loss. Now, although it might seem that I'm taking a lot of losses, I think over the long term, over the probabilities, this strategy is still profitable. Well, obviously, it is insanely profitable with my other backtesting sessions, but in terms of the backtesting session I'm done today, 2022, 2020, I think I did, and I also 2025. I'll go find the things I've done, but still, remember, 1 to 3 covers 3 losses anyway, so I don't know if it actually is profitable. I can't guarantee that, like in terms of today's backtesting session, but I'll definitely check that after I've done the video, and then I'll pop it on the screen as well in the end after I've done everything. All right, so we came back to this zone. Now, I always have it marked up. I don't know why, but it is clean. Now, in terms of market structure, it is pretty unclear. But it is a last fair value gap, not very bearish structure down to the zone. We failed to break the previous low. We did take out this low. Now, unfortunately, we did not break out this high, but we did break out the previous high. Now, this is a long wick. Long wicks are not usually considered like a strong high for me. I just, you know, count the body. So this is a minor break of structure. Well, more of a liquidity sweep. So it is considerable. So let's just take the entry on the close here. And not the best close. Let me see. Maybe I should look for the next candle, because as you can see here, we got bullish candle, bullish candle, bullish candle, bullish candle. And what are the chances of it making another bullish candle and then faking me out, if you know what I mean? So I'll wait for the next candle, see what we get. All right, so that's already decent. Let's say we entered on this close. I want to 3 just like this. Let's see how this trade plays out. All right, so I believe that's already, no, that's not. If I were to enter on this would have been break even. Unfortunately, this was another loss. Now, this is actually surprising for me. I didn't realize. I don't even. This is not enough to say if SP 500 is a good pair or not. At the looks of it, it looks not good at all compared to my other pairs, because I average around like over 10% on every single pair. I've taken every single pair I backtested. I average around 10% per month, which is insane in my opinion. Well, gold did like 140-50% in 2025. So compared to those results, these are complete baby numbers, and unfortunately it wasn't the best pair or the best time to backtest. But it is still just a value video, not to give a crazy impression about the strategy. Give another setup here. Now this is not really clean. I mean, looking at market structure, but looking at like this, it just looks like a consolidating. It's not like, well, you can just say this it's just so volatile, just long wicks everywhere. So not something I'd look for. Yeah, so this is before a London session open as well. Market just sweeps liquidity usually. I think it did hit break even though anyways. Let me check though real quick. So we got zone right here, entry right here, stop loss above, just like this, and yeah, it definitely did hit break even, but not a trade I would consider taking. This, I was looking at this. Now, it doesn't look that bad, but it's not enough confirmation. I mean, let me check if we're reacting off any key areas or some strong areas from previous market structure. Okay, so not really. So I would not be considering it. If you did react from any key area, strong key area, took out the recent high, more like liquidity sweep. I definitely do like this gap though. This is what makes me want to consider this, because usually these gaps act like a magnet for the market. And if I were to take this trade just like this, it would have to fill in this, having to go break even and stuff like that. So I might still consider it. I'm still doing my analysis. Let me just see. This is 1 a.m. Definitely not good timing, like in terms of taking it live. That's for sure. Good resistance behind. Can check the volume profile. I haven't done that in a while. Just check out the high and the low. Okay. All right, so I am going to considering, not because it won over here, but the only reason is because of this market gap. It acts usually like a magnet for the market. I am break even at this gap fill anyway, so let's see what we do. We could just come down right now after filling in the gap. We don't have to fully fill it. Just tap it, just like that. So yeah, this was a break even trade, I believe. Okay, maybe not. That's unfortunate. So this was, yeah, a valid loss once again. It is what it is. All right, I might be done with this pair forever, bro, because I mean, wow, I must have probably chosen the worst months like ever, or this pair is absolutely garbage. Because I mean, yeah, this is not a trade I mean, this is not bad. Actually, let's just consider this trade. So I'm obviously not gonna, you know, exaggerate and not post this video. Now this isn't, yeah, actually not I won't take this trade. Looking at past like retracements, you can see this is just simple market structure, making out like highs and lows, just complete going bearish. So not very much potential here. Now, yes, we did like most likely sweep this liquidity, change of character, took out another high, took out another high. But in terms of market structure, it's not really clean. And timing here is for a 1 hour. Well, this is okay timing anyway, but not a trade I'll take though. All right, so we gave another setup. Now this is a beautiful setup, if I'm being honest. If this trade loses, I'm definitely not backtesting SP500 ever again. Okay, it is a massive stop loss, but it's okay. We are really, really bearish. Let's see how this trade plays out. This point we're, I think, break even. All right, so let's see the moment of truth. Would I be backtesting this pair ever again? It's break even. All right, so it did hit my break even. Let's continue backtesting then. I really did want to give you guys a good impression as well. I mean, I already done the course. I'm just having to do some small stuff. I did a backtesting session there. That was pretty good. I also got a backtesting session in my emails as well. If you just check that after you've watched the whole course, then those are pretty good, decent, and stuff like that. But unfortunately, it has been a bit not the best. I can definitely say that. Probably one of the worst, if I'm being honest. Alright, so basically you can call this a valid setup, but it's not something I'd look for. Yeah, immediate stop out as well. And the one below, I would not take that as well, 100%. As a matter of fact, we have another bearish fair value gap just around here. Now this is a big stop loss again, but let me first check the market structure. All right, now we're pretty unclear. We could just be moving bearish once again, but let me check this timing. Okay, so it's right after a new 4 hour opening. We failed to break the previous low. All right, so if I'm already making these decisions or like starting to regret, not regrets, starting to, you know, overthink, then I'm already not considering to take the trade. I actually found the setup here, but not something I'd look for. Too big of stop loss again. But yeah, this is not something I'd look for. Let's see if it wins or not. All right, so I guess that's break even. See if it now wins. All right, so yeah, it hit break even and I just won. I guess SP500 is like the biggest bully ever, bro. All right, anyways, let's just continue. All right, so I think this is starting to get funny. I mean, this is not a trade I'll take. This is too late, weak breaker structures, not good level of liquidity and stuff like that. But this zone, I think it did tap. Yeah, I believe it did tap. Maybe. All right, I'm not going to be zooming in. Let's just say it did tap. There's another loss. I mean, very bad timing. Very bad timing. Definitely not take it by timing, but yeah, this is at this point it's just funny, bro, because I have never, like, 1,000 trades and have never taken more than 5 losses in one single pair. I've taken 5 losses, like maximum like 6 losses in a row between all of the pairs in a row, but I've never taken more than 5 losses or like even 4 losses on one single pair. So this is, I mean, I don't think we have taken 4 losses in a row on this pair as well, if I'm being honest. 1, 2, 3, that's already 3 losses in a row. 4, yeah, but it is very unfortunate, very funny at this point as well. But yeah, this is another loss. Don't click off the video yet though. I'm going to be backtesting until I actually see some good results. Now I could just go to other pair that I've backtested before and show you how insane it is, but at the moment, let's just see if we start picking up some trades with SP500. And also, if you haven't tested this strategy and you're completely new to this, then don't judge a strategy by one video. Definitely go backtest yourself, at least give it a test, and you'll see actually how crazy it actually is. Now we had another setup here which might have been a loss. Again, we have this nice gap to fill. Now we did basically fill it, but not enough. So this would be another loss, I believe, I would take for this gap. I think this is already proves enough that I'm not trading SP 500 if I'm being honest. But I'm not stopping until we actually see some good results. I think we had another loss. Whoa. Wow. You know, at this point, I might start even thinking of not even posting the video. Every single person who's trading the strategy, I mean, most of these beginners, all they care about are just results. So, and don't want to backtest themselves. But I know for the people who are serious about this strategy and the people who have backtested themselves have seen these insane results. But I believe this would be another loss. It's pretty decent. Now, actually, never mind. Not good timing before a 430 candle. Good zone though, but not good timing. All right, so we gave a very small fair value gap right here with a decent reaction. I mean, this is okay. This is a nice trade. I would take this trade. I mean, I really don't like that I've been doing, I mean, this is a break even anyways. I really don't like though that I've been kind of doing this a bit more faster and just, you know, skipping trades basically. But I'm definitely not, you know, considering this trade because it won or basically like that. But you can see we had another fair value gap above here. We have a lot of potential to move up from here. We have these massive gaps to fill. We are bullish. We failed to break the lows here. And it is the last fair value gap as well. Unfortunately, we did not break out this high, but this just means there's more liquidity to be targeted and stuff like that. So that's the reason behind this trade. Gave another setup. Now this is not something I'd look for though. It's a bit too big of a reaction. New 4-hour opening as well. Just like this. 1 to 3 is, since we are very, very bullish. I mean, not that bullish. Yeah, we're actually not that bullish. Then I am expecting a bigger retracement. So after taking out the high, there are more nicer fair value gaps below, like this one, this one, this one, and so on. And also small liquidity doesn't mean it's bad. It does have a nice inverse fair value gap behind it. I didn't like that it didn't tap initially over here. Very small bearish structure coming down to the zone, swept liquidity once again, and stuff like that. So that's the reason behind this trade as well. And it's before new London session open. All right, you know what? Just to show you, like, just to give value and also just to give you actually guys a good impression, I'm gonna get off this SP 500 pair. I'm gonna go to gold. I'm gonna do a completely random pair. You can already see that just wins, break even. This, I believe, this is another win. I'm gonna go on a random. Actually, let's just backtest from here. I'm just gonna delete all of these. I don't know if they're wins or not, wins or losses. I'm gonna backtest from here. I just want to prove you guys that, just show you that it is a good strategy. I don't want this video to be just a sign to not trade a strategy and stuff like that. Okay, this was a valid loss here, but this is okay. So I'm just gonna start from here, and that's it. Just want to show you that this strategy works. All right, so we gave, I think, okay, not yet. All right, so we get a beautiful reaction on this zone right here. This is very, very clean. Good market structure, good reaction. Just like this, so 1 to 3. Decent liquidity. Now, we're not very bullish, but I don't really even care, to be honest, because gold is a very bullish instrument. And even if I see a slight, as you can see, a slight bullish market structure, I'm always willing to take a buy. Definitely on gold. So let's see how this trade plays out. All right, doesn't even need explanations. That's another quick W. Now this is just to give you an inspiration. You have another setup here, just like this. So entry right here, stop loss slightly below, and a 1 to 3. Now this is pretty clean as well. Yeah, stop loss. Yeah, this is good. 1 to 3. So let's see about this trade. Another W. This already proves. This is already nice. Yeah, I think we gave another setup here, I believe. Just like this. Entry right here. Just like this. Now, this is a bit of a big stop loss, but it's still okay. 1 to 3, just like this. Now, this is, out of all these 3 trades, this is not the cleanest, but it's still a considerable trade. This one did unfortunately lose, but let's just continue. See how we do. All right, so we did give a setup here, but this is a bit of a too big of stop loss. This is I mean, on gold, I usually don't really care that much about stop losses because it's always bullish, but this is a bit, you know, too much, especially when we're not having that much of a bullish confirmation. We're still pretty unclear on trends, so this is not something I'd take. Also, I just want to say that I don't know exactly, but I do have a hindsight or a like mind, or like I remember, because I backtested this part of gold before as well. So I definitely do know how these trades play out. I'm not 100%, but I do remember some of these. Like I do remember these two. I do remember, no, I do remember this one. No. Yeah, I definitely did remember these two, like back to back, and then this loss. So I do know these trades anyways. Just want to say that before you say that I'm hindsighting or cherry picking or anything like that. All right, oops. I went a bit too fast, but we had another setup. Now this setup, I truly don't know if it wins or not. But entry here on the close, stop loss, just okay. Again, this is not really a favor in 1 to 3. Like this is massive, bro. This is a bit too much, especially when we have nice fair value gaps below like this one. This is a very small one. So it is clean though. I definitely do not like, we just double topped here as well, which is definitely not what I like to see. So I'm not going to consider it just because of that. Let's see how this trade plays out though. It showed really good reactions. So at this point we're break even. And yeah, I guess it hit TP. Okay, oops. Let me just delete all these trades I've got. So I'm just going to do all this. So yeah, this is another W, I guess. I mean, I would have closed before the weekend, so just a 1 to 2. But just to, you know, do the stats, I'm going to keep everything as a 1 to 3 at the moment. So nice. Nice W. All right, so we give another setup. All right, here now, unfortunately, we still have this massive gap to fill. So I'll probably not take this. It is very clean in terms of the setup. I mean, this here is not the best, but it's very clean liquidity. But in terms of the gap we have below, this is not a trade I'll take. But let's see how this here plays out. As you can see, it was break even right here. But like I said before, not a trade I'll take with this gap down below. Had another setup, but this is again too big of a stop loss. I mean, this is a bit too big of a stop loss. And we also have another clean setup here, just like this. Entry right here, stop loss slightly below. 1, 2, 3. So let's see how this trade plays out. It's clean though, pretty much A+ if I'm being honest. Yeah, it's really clean. So let's see how this trade plays out. I think it already hit our break-even level. And yeah, I guess that was a bit unfortunate. Yeah, it came really close to our TP, but I guess that's break even. Just like this, 1 to 1.5. All right, we actually have another setup here. Just like this. Enter here on the close, stop loss slightly below. And then 1 to 3. Now, this is not the best, because we are making bearish structure at the moment, but it's not that bad. We swept liquidity here. Let's see how this trade plays out. I would be considering to take this live. Another W. All right, we do have another setup. Okay, well, this is a bit too big. Yeah, this is definitely not I'll take. Let's see how this trade does play out, but I'll definitely not take this. I just want to say off the bat, because definitely for bearish fair value gaps on gold, that big of a stop loss. It's a clean setup though, but not something I'll take though. So I believe that already hit our break-even level. Maybe. No, but it neither hit our stop loss. So yeah, that's another TP. There's a bit of a more lucky one, but it's W. It's another win over here. It's another win over here. You can see another win over here. Another W right here. Okay, never mind. This is tapped, I believe. I don't know. I didn't see that correctly. There's another W. Not very clean though, but another W. Because right now I'm just not backtesting for the data, because I'll still be giving the, like, I'm still going to show you the stats for the SP 500. I'm not going to consider these as my wins, but right now I'm just showing you how good the strategy itself is. Like trust me, bro. Like, I can promise you the SP 500 has literally been the worst backtesting session I've ever done, basically. But we gave another nice supply zone here. Again, a big stop loss, just like this. So I will not be considering it. I do like market structure now. It's very clean, very bearish. Okay, what the hell is this? Okay, what the hell is this doing here? Okay, I'm gonna leave them there. I don't know what they are. Anyways, 1 to 3 here. Not something I'll take, definitely, but let's see how it plays out still. So it hit break even. No, there you go. Another W, bro. I mean, wow. Isn't this enough? Isn't this enough? So that's the difference between what pairs you trade. I mean, most of the people have already clicked off the video, but that's good, because now all the serious people are watching. All right, we gave another setup here. Now, I believe that's the first loss. And then here, our TP. Yeah, gold sometimes does do this, and very unfortunately. Hard to predict this though. I mean, yeah, it's a new 4-hour opening. Actually, I think it hit break even anyway. No, never mind. Yeah, this is a new 4-hour opening, and then just stopped you out and then moved in your direction, I believe. Yeah, kind of. I mean, yeah. So this is a bit unfortunate, but this is considered as a loss, and I would take this. It's pretty clean as well. Let's continue. Just making sure I got no trades here. Got one trade here. Delete these ones as well. All right, sorry for not seeing this, but we had another setup here. I believe this one is another loss. I mean, I would not enter here. If I'm being honest here, not to hindsight or anything, I would not enter on this because it took out the previous high. I do not like this. If it takes out the like this here on a lower time frame is a liquidity sweep, and then it closes all the way down here. Now this close is already too far. This close is already, all right, I missed a trade already, whatever. This close is a bit too far. And then it came back to the zone, and then it gave this reaction, which potentially would have been something I'd do. Now this might seem the biggest hindsight ever, but bro, I've been trading for years. This is something that comes from experience. This is something I'd probably do here, especially looking at previous, trades. Definitely good market conditions. That's something I'll do, because this is not strong enough. This shows that there's a very big candle coming up, and also this is before a 4-hour candle, and it did not make this is not before a 4-hour candle. My bad. This is before just a casual 1-hour candle. Created a very small lower wick, then it came down, created a bigger lower wick. Then it opened a new 1-hour candle, made that lower wick, and then moved in my direction. So that's how I would analyze that trade, more advanced way. Now, trust me, that is not hindsight or anything. That's just experience, bro. I mean, just a random task for you to do. Why not? For the people who are watching this far, are probably the people who are local, who are watching my videos. Some serious people. If you're watching this video so far, comment the best habit for psychology. Comment the best habit outside of trading for psychology, for people who want to, so I can see people who are serious. You can help beginners who watch the comments. A habit, like for example, a habit for me could be meditation. That's a good habit for trading. or reading a book, maybe reading trading psychology books. So yeah, if you are watching this video at this point, do that. Why not? Let's see what people say. Maybe I'll implement some of what you say if some of you guys have, or maybe I can teach it in my other videos. If you say this helped you, then I'll definitely make a video on that for other people. Anyways, enough talking about that. We got a nice setup here, very nice, like literally 3 fair value gaps in one. Got fair value gap right here, fair value gap there, fair value gap right, very strong. Decent liquidity, decent breaker structure, decent like you know, not taking out any high. So this is pretty decent. Now we are very bullish still, but this is a very small move, especially with the previous not taking out any highs. Could expect for a bigger retracement, especially to this low. That would be nice to fill in one of these last fair value gaps before moving up again. So this is a trade I'll take. Let's see how this trade plays out. It's only 1 hour. Unfortunately, did not make an upper wick, but it did. No, it didn't. So yeah, this is the only bad thing. It's because of the 1 hour did not make an upper wick. So this did hit our stop loss. I believe it did not hit our 1 to 1.5. Yeah, it did not. Actually, let me check it. I mean, yeah, it did not hit our 1 to 1.5 RR. So this would be considered as a loss. Now, I wouldn't guarantee, not to hindsight again, wouldn't guarantee I would take this live. Now, I did already say that, so I already said I would take it live. So I'm not going to be saying that I won't take it live now once I've seen it lost. But this is a very big thing to be cautious of, that the higher time frame opens and does not make an upper wick, giving you a reaction. That means that the higher time frame initially wants to come back up to create that upper wick. So this might be here. I think this is a new 2 hour opening as well, and yeah, this is a new 3 hour opening as well, if I believe. I'm not too sure. Made a no upper wick, came up, made an upper wick, and then, you know, at that point it is lost. Sometimes it's okay. In this case, it's more okay, because if it was like this close to your stop loss, then it's not okay. But here it has enough room to make an upper wick before moving down. This was just very close to my take from my break-even level. Maybe with your broker they hit your break-even level, but I'm not going to consider this as anything, just other than a loss. Had a setup here, but again, that's not valid because it is tapped. Considered tapped. Or what is a good place to live? That's what I'm wondering as well, right? Because, you know, I'm the guy who wants to make a lot of money in it, but I never really thought about where to actually. I might move to Bali maybe. That's a bit too average though, isn't it? I don't know. Dubai is the very average for day traders, in my opinion. But let's see. Maybe if I want to like build a family, these are my thoughts at the moment. I probably will change them, but maybe if I want to like, you know, start a family or stuff like that, it might be America, like a nice neighborhood and stuff like that. Never been to America actually, but like if you look at these Hollywood films, stuff like that, or not Hollywood, like just normal films like this, the New York or like this America lifestyle is pretty nice. I mean, most of the people who are watching this video from America are probably like, what is this guy talking about? America is so bad. But yeah, I'm thinking about it. Maybe when I get a bit older right now, I might move to like Bali with my friends, stuff like that. Or maybe I will still be close to my parents. Live here for a few months, maybe years. And then yeah. Gotta think about these stuff, being honest. And my favorite car. Favorite car gotta be the Porsche GT3 RS, bro. The most average shit ever, bro. I mean, I've heard most like trading guys, they probably like the Lamborghini SVG or the Lamborghini Urus. Now, in my opinion, I'm not really a fan of the Lamborghini Urus, if I'm being honest. It's one of the cars that I don't like. By the way, this is a bit too large stop loss as well. Now, in terms of gold, I am definitely probably could say that this would win, especially with the retracement and gold always being bullish, but not a trade I'll take. So yeah, anyways, GT3 RS, you're going to see me in that car anyways soon enough if you've been watching my content for a while. I can definitely promise you that. Maybe not even that car, but I can definitely promise a fast car. Definitely do like the Porsche GT3 because my whole family likes it. Like my mom likes it, my dad likes it. So whenever I'm out of the town, then I can leave that to them, and they'll love the car. Maybe like some black, maybe that's kind of tough, innit? I'm gonna achieve that shit, bro, soon. So you just gotta stay tuned for that. I'm gonna promise you that, bro. And you should promise yourself that as well. Gotta have faith, gotta manifest, bro. Alright, we did give another setup right here. Just like this. And stop loss like that. Now, if you were watching this video as well, now I usually never do this, but give me a like, bro. Write a comment or something. Maybe it could make a difference in the algorithm or something like that, so more people can see this video and I can reach out to more people. But yeah, I mean, I never really asked for this. Let's see. All right, so this is another W. Oh, never mind. Can't say stuff too early, but this was a break even, unfortunately. All right, we got another setup. Now this is not that clean, if I'm being honest. Massive wick, strong close inside the zone, no massive wicks. I do like to see massive wicks. A lot of fair value gaps here, no decent retracements, but I mean, never mind. Break even is already hit anyway, so actually 1 to 3 might even be hit. Let me check. Right here, stop loss. Let me just. I usually, sometimes if my TP is not like exactly hits or my break even, then sometimes I do usually like 10 here. You can see 10, but on gold you can't really do it because it's so random. But like 10 ticks, so this is 40, 42. So I'll put 40. Yeah, just like this, 10 ticks, and a 1 to 3 would be hit right here. But let's just be realistic and let's just say break even is here. So I think that's a realistic way to put it. So I could have put like just a very tiny bit, and it did hit perfectly as well. Give another setup. Actually, oh, back is a little bit bomber club, to be honest. Oh. All right, so we did have another setup. Stop loss again, too massive. Not take that trade. Actually, I can mark it up here though, for the future, to come back and check the trades. Really do appreciate people who watched the video so far. You know, literally, most people literally cannot even watch a video. Like nowadays, these people's dopamine, bro, can't even watch these videos so far. I mean, this video I've been recording for 2 hours. I don't know like how long it's going to be once I edit it, stuff like that. But yeah, let's check. Anyways, this, whoa, let me just delete these. Anyways, so let's see how this trade plays out. Now, it's a very small fair value gap, not really clean, if I'm being honest. So I would not be considering it. Look, very small fair value gap, way cleaner fair value gaps just below here. Big setup, good reaction though, does have a lot of potential. Let's see how this plays. Okay, let's see how this trade plays out, was what I was about to say. And this was a loss, and I did not consider it as a live trade. Also, if you are watching this video so far, you must probably be a viewer of mine. And if you are a viewer of mine, then I hope you're going to the gym as well. Just a little reminder, bro, if you haven't already done that, then, you know, just head to the gym. Just talking these random stuff just to, I don't know, just random, but go to the gym, bro. I've been going to the gym for years, and, you know, it's like a habit now. Like, just, it's like brushing my teeth, bro. It's like such a habit. Never, here's my biggest advice, bro. Here's my like only biggest advice. If I could give one advice about the gym, never skip one day. Never skip one day, bro. Actually, let me analyze this trade before I keep talking about the gym. But here, it's very nice. I definitely do like it. I definitely don't like the reaction though. But let's see how this trade plays out. I definitely would take this live, as you can see. But not very like big move. It's not very big. We've got multiple levels of fair value gaps below here. A lot of potential. Did take out the previous low as well. So let's see how this trade plays out. This here is another W. Nice. Anyway, so yeah, never skip one day off the gym, bro. So you see, if you skip one day, it's going to become a habit of skipping more and then more and then more. Like even if you're sick, bro, you don't have to go to gym. Like gym is just training. All right, just train. All right, that's what I want you to do, is to do training. Like if you haven't gone to the gym, like do some push-ups at home at least, at the minimum, bro. If you're on a holiday, don't take the day off. Just do the gym. Like this is my advice in gym. That's my advice. Anyways, this trade right here, I definitely don't like the momentum coming to the zone and then a massive push like that. And then also we have a new 4-hour opening right here. So I'm going to ignore this trade, especially after we're bringing this bearish fair value gap and we have this massive fair value gap below. But it's definitely not bad. Now this is another hard decision because we do have nice resistance behind the fair value gap. Now this is a little tip as well, that if you have fair value gaps, or if you have a fair value gap, right, and you have resistance behind of it, and it already gives a reaction without tapping the resistance. Now this doesn't make it invalid, but I've realized that if you don't tap the resistance, then it has a likelihood, or if you have like a order block like this behind of it, it usually, not always, it usually wants to come back down, tap the resistance, or tap the order block or demand area, and then move up. So I can guarantee that this moves, not guarantee, but I can hindsight that it moves up from here. And that's just a little tip to give you as well. So yeah, this is not like guaranteed, just saying, like it's just a tip I've seen. Oh, by the way, we actually came down to this fair value gap, which was what I was expecting after not taking this trade. So entry right here, this is a decent zone, stop loss like this, and a 1, 2, 3, just like that. Let's see how this trade plays out. Because it's gold, most likely he already wins. That's what I'm saying, bro. Just wanted to give you this impression that it's actually a very good strategy. See, this is what I used to trade before. Liquidity supply and demand. Just lost like that. Funny. Anyways, never skip the gym, bro. Not even one day. Or never skip trading. We had another setup here. Not a trade I'll take off the bat. As you can see, the timing again. Now, I think I do remember this trade. I remember this very small candle and then not. I believe this did hit TP, even though the TP is all the way down over here. Actually, I think it hit break even. I'm not too sure though. Now, let's see how this trade plays out. I'm not taking this though. But let's just see how it plays out. I think we gave another setup. Actually, yeah, so this is like a break-even trade. I'm just going to get this out the way. But we did have another setup here. Now, this is not something I'd look for. Actually, let me do a little bit more analysis. But looking at the moment, that's not something I'd look for. Just because of the trend. I mean, yes, trend, but there's no bullish structure at all. Let me check this before a London. Yeah, this is one thing as well. To give you guys another tip, that if you have a London session opening, all right, or not any London session or any session opening, price usually likes to sweep liquidity before moving in any direction. So as you can see here, it really likes to do this. It really likes to sweep liquidity before moving in any direction. But at the same point, it could have swept this liquidity. But that's what it likes to do. These London sessions, these New York sessions, Asia session openings, they like to sweep liquidity. So that's one thing to be concerned about here as well. But looking at all the other stuff, I think this is a trade I would take. It's a nice reaction. I don't like that we had liquidity here, swept liquidity, then failed to break the high. So considering all this stuff, it is another hard decision. Let me check the volume profile as well. It's a little small confirmation if I'm starting to make decisions like this. Yeah, exactly reactive from it as well. All right, so I would not be considering take this trade. And the reason for that would be we swept liquidity, failed to break the high. It's a new London session opening. There's not enough confirmation that we're bullish. It's reacting from bearish fair value gaps multiple times. Also this bearish fair value gap. Sorry. And what else? I think that's about it. So this isn't bad if you were to consider taking this yourself, but I think out of all these things that I've just analyzed, especially the volume profile reacting from that as well, not after the initial entry, but still, if it's not really in your direction, it's worse. If it's slightly, like very slightly in your direction, then it means price can just come there and just react from it. So I would not consider taking that trade just because of those other things I talked about. All right, so, okay, I misclicked my pause button, but here's another clean setup. Now, unfortunately, again, as you can see, it did not make, so I would have probably answered here. Doesn't matter though, stop loss hit anyways, but this case, it made a not like very big like upper wick, but it did make a slightly big upper wick and made no lower wick, and that's it. So yeah, this is part of a middle zone again. As you can see, you have another order block here. You have, well, not like an order block, but like these kind of consolidation moves, and you have resistance behind of it. And what it did, it came back down to this resistance, and it has a very likelihood of now moving up. And as you can see, that's exactly what it did here as well. Now, I definitely did not know it would happen. I just hindsighted. Anyways, this is a valid loss here anyways, so let's just mark this up just like this. I mean, just to give you the most value possible, I will actually do the analysis on gold as well. Why not? I'll do on SP500 and on gold as well. So just saying, we had another setup here. I believe this stopped us out as well. As you can see, 1 to 3 here stopped us out. Now, not a trade I would take, especially after reacting from this bullish fair value gap. So I'm not going to consider this. Yeah, this is decent though, but I'm not going to consider it just because we are reacting from this. And we also came back down to this fair value gap, but looking at the volatility, I would not take this trade as well. I'm going to mark it up though, but I would not take this trade. All right, let's continue. Another bearish fair value gap here. Now, I've said before that liquidity distances don't matter. That's correct. I mean, we actually had another setup here, but that's not something I'd look for as well. That I said that liquidity distances don't matter, right? Now, they don't, but in some terms, if they are really far away and they're very small, it lowers the quality, but it doesn't make a trade invalid. That's just one thing I want to say. Now, in this case, we swept liquidity. We had a very strong push up, not good level of liquidity, not made a massive wick. I also sometimes use this. As you can see, the line in the middle, if the candle closes above this line on a bearish fair value gap, it shows weak rejections. It closes above, not goes but bit above, but just closes above. So cautious of that as well. Okay, so that's not a trade I would take. And those are some quick tips. Yeah, I wish I could like reverse this video, because I wish we could start good, give all these good advice, and then we can get into the boring stuff. But now this is funny because all the people who skipped during those bad moments are just missing out on this lots of value. So that's just an L on them basically. All right, we had another mini fair value gap here, like just like that. That's clean. I have to say that is clean. Now, these very small fair value gaps, they don't really have an effect. Now, if I think about it logically, just trading, they should have a lower quality of winning, but it hasn't shown a sign. Like all of these very small fair value gaps, they still tend to react from them unless we have a massive fair value gap above it, just like this. So yeah, this is one thing I don't like about it, because this has a nicer fair value gap right above it. I want the 3 though. I mean, break even already triggered. So yeah, I'll be considering this trade. Let's see how it does like initially. Okay, let me delete these next trades we've got. Let me just delete it from here. I'm not going to be doing this video forever, but let's just see. So, all right, let's see how this trade plays out. Oh, okay. Well, this, yeah, initially hit TP once again. And we also have another setup. Now this is a setup I think I do remember. Now I promise I do not remember any of these trades right here. Any of these trades. I don't remember this trade. Don't remember that trade. I don't remember these trades. The only trades I do remember were literally these two. I mean, this trade I did remember as well. I did remember this trade as well, but I initially did not take it. So yeah, but this trade I do remember because it was so A plus and it just managed to lose. So that's what I remember about it. I wouldn't take it though because of the new 4:30 candle. My latest time I will take an entry is like 5:45, and this entry is at 4. So that's not a trade I would take. It's very A plus though, and I believe it did lose. Or maybe I was wrong. Hey, I was wrong actually. Damn it. I was wrong. This is not the trade I remembered. So that's a bit, yeah, we're getting into May as well. May was, I don't remember, but I think May wasn't the best. I mean, summer overall isn't the best, but here's another break-even trade. Wait, TP was not here. Break-even trade, just like this. So let's just maybe finish May or finish until I want to, and then we can, and then that's it for the video. I mean, it's a nice time, bro. I think I should, I don't know what I should do, but I think I should maybe do some live backtesting videos because I think it'd be fun. I mean, right now it is fun making this video, just talking, just casual talk, but there's no one live. I can't actually talk to anyone. So it's just pretty sad just talking to myself basically, but hopefully, yeah, maybe I could do some live videos where you can just join live, you can just backtest just together and stuff like that. I am planning big stuff to the strategy. So I really do appreciate a lot of people who are learning this strategy, who are very dedicated into it. It's because I am planning a lot of things about this. All right, we have another setup here, very small structure. Unfortunately, we are coming from this bullish fair value gap. Now, what to do in this situation? If you have a bullish fair value gap reacting beautifully, and then you have a bearish fair value gap. Now, what to do in this situation? Now, I would not take this fair value gap because we are reacting on this bullish fair value gap, which is way nicer. And also on gold, I would never do that decision. I would never make that decision of taking a bearish fair value gap over a bullish fair value gap if we are in this situation like that. So that's the answer to that. So let's take this trade just like 1 to 3 because we did not know it would be reacting from that. Let's see who wins though. Bullish fair value gap versus bearish fair value gap. And it was obviously the bullish fair value gap. Let's go. Let's go, bro. All right. If you're watching this video right now, go to YouTube. Actually, let me watching this video right now, just because of this W, let's all do 5 push-ups. 5 push-ups, right? You're gonna have to take my word for it that I did 5 push-ups. All right, I did 6 just to beat you. All right. Anyways, let's get back to backtesting. Oh. All right, back to backtesting. All right, that was pretty good. Wait, let me just fix the camera up real quick. There you go. Wait. All right. Ooh, that's good to see, bro. I've been coding videos for a very long time. Anyways, let's keep backtesting, bro. W's in the chat. Had another setup right here. Barely broke the previous high. Close here. Let me just analyze the trade after I've done this. All right, so analyzing this trade. It's before a 1 hour. Bullish trends, just like at the high. Now, if you do take out highs, it usually does like to have a slightly retracement, especially after a liquidity sweep. But coming from experience, if you do have a liquidity sweep, comes back up to it and then takes it out once again, that's a good sign. So I will be considering this trade. Let's see how this trade plays out. And that's another W. It's another W, bro. Holy smokes. Anyways, let's continue. I mean, hey, if you didn't do the 5 push-ups for this trade, at least do 5 push-ups for this trade. Or do at least 7 just to beat me, right? Because I did 6, innit? Alright, so I'm going to be backtesting until I take a losing trade now. So let's just backtest until my first loss. And then that'll be it for the video. I really do appreciate you guys watching it so far. I mean, you should guys appreciate me actually because I have nothing to gain from you. I mean, you have everything to gain from this video. But, you know, so, I mean, I do really appreciate it. But. Alright, we did give a setup here. This is not clean at all, if I'm being honest. You can see that there are no long wicks, just a massive close inside the zone. A new 2-hour candle. Like, this doesn't show reaction, it just shows a lower wick on the higher time frame, if you know what I mean. You know, a new 2-hour candle opened up, 1-hour candle as well, made a lower wick, and now has so much potential to just move up. And we are currently reacting from this very much bearish fair value gaps here. But if I'm being honest, I do think it's gonna win though. Now I don't know. I definitely don't know. I don't remember any of these trades here anymore. But I do think personally it's going to win. But looking at my rules, now this might sound so stupid, but looking at my rules, looking at my criteria, looking at my analysis, I will not be taking this trade just due to my analysis, basically like my rules. But in terms of experience, like in terms of subconsciously, I backed this so much just because of experience. I think it's going to win. I definitely can't guarantee anything, obviously, but let's see how this trade plays out. Are we not considering this though? All right, yeah, that's another W. Especially with the market conditions though, this might be considerable. You see, win, win, win. You've got break even, win, 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 loss, loss, win, win, loss, loss, break even, win. You know, so yeah, market conditions are pretty good. So yeah, not the best month I've got, but it is still at least to give you beginners well, maybe not beginners, but the people who judge books by the cover, a good impression of the strategy. You had another setup, but this is unfortunately not clean. Now, personally, again, I do think this is going to win, but I don't know. Let's see. Now, this is not even that bad because this could act like a liquidity sweep, and we do have nice fair value gaps below, but I'll be not considering this trade. Let's see how it plays out though. All right, stop loss. There you go. We managed to not take both of these. Actually, I'm going to delete these for now, so it's easier for me to do the calculations later to see what trades we actually took or what. Maybe I might make a mistake, so because I haven't deleted the trades, I believe. I don't know. So yeah, I don't know what trades I took, what trades I didn't, but yeah, let's continue until I take an actual losing trade. So yeah, most of you who trade Forex can trade Forex with this day trade, with this TTM strategy, the Trist model strategy. Now I've done Forex as well. I've been trading Forex for a long time actually, and I did backtest in Forex as well, and it did work. It does work. But I found futures just being just a bit better. So if you're day trading, if you want to choose the best pairs to trade, and if you want to backtest yourself, just try gold. If you're trading futures, try GJ, try Euro USD or something like that. Those work pretty alright. I don't know, but I don't backtest it that much, but you can test it. So we got nice trade here. Unfortunately, we got this massive clean fair value gap above with this resistance, so it has a very likelihood, and we got this gap. So I think that might not want me to take the trade, and we're reacting from this low. But in terms of this, it is a clean trade, and the reaction is absolutely beautiful as well. 130. This is another hard decision to make, you know, but when you're a trader, you have to be really good with this decision making. Now, when I first started out, like even outside of life, I wasn't really good with decision making. But I think I'm not going to be taking this trade. The trade itself is so beautiful. We got massive, like this gap made me not, actually we did already fill it basically. Like we did not fill it completely, but we did actually like, you know, have a slight reaction from it. So I don't want to end the video though just yet. I want to do a little bit more if I'm being honest. So, oh, and the next candle is a 430 candle. Okay, I guess that says it all. So I'm not taking this trade. It didn't have much of a reaction. Anyways, the 430 candle, and this was a break-even trade, just like this. Oh, break-even. Yeah, break-even already over here. So yeah, I'm gonna put a break-even here just to not do too much room. Anyways, it did come back up to this zone, tapping the resistance nicely as well. We did take out the previous low, but again, I don't want to end the video. Actually, all right. It did hit break even. Actually, I don't even know if it hit break even then tap. I don't believe though. So 1 to 3 right here. Let me analyze this trade as well. So this failed to break the high. This liquidity did take out the high. Came directly to the zone. Timing, new 4-hour candle, slightly still in this gap. Did perfectly nicely react from the resistance, which I do like. Like I said before, I don't take these massive fair value gaps unless it comes perfectly to the resistance. But looking at the other stuff, I will not be taking this trade. But although, let's see how this trade does play out. All right, so yeah, I did not take the trade, so I will not be ending the video just yet. We do have this nice bullish fair value gap though. If you do come back down to it. Oh, never mind. Okay, we did actually come back to this one, which is even nicer if I'm being honest. Close here, just like that. Now you must be thinking, Tristan, why would you take this trade if we are reacting from this bullish fair value gap and we are not that bearish? Now you might be right, because I am thinking about not taking this trade at the moment. We do have resistance behind of it. We barely tapped the order block. I mean, actually we did react from the order block. We do have this gap, so I'm going to be considering this trade. I don't have a lot of confidence in it though, but I think this is worth taking. So let's see how this trade plays out. I did lose, but I don't want to end the video yet. Oh, what should I do? What should I do, bro? All right. I mean, I really don't want to end the video here. I mean, I was having pretty much fun, to be honest. But yeah, that's just unfortunate. So I'm just going to skip through. Maybe I can find a quick trade. Nope. All right. So I guess, yeah, I mean, I don't click off. Yeah, I mean, I really appreciate you watching the video. I always have faith in yourself, bro. Always manifest. Always believe that you can make it. Believe in God. Believe in yourself. And stuff like that. So actually, we did have another setup here. Let's just quickly see how this trade plays out. I'm not going to really analyze it because I already said I'm going to end the video. So yeah, I really appreciate you guys watching the video. Yeah, never mind. All right. See you later, bro. Peace out.